Hi folks, this is Chloé from Floramama. I want to talk to you today about our 5 most profitable flowers that we grow here at the farm. We easily get plants 3 foot tall. With those plants, you don't need to rebuy every year. In springtime, they just burst into flowers really fast. Every year, there's more and more demand for it. It's a super popular flower. Everybody knows it. Everybody loves it. If you're new here, I'm Chloé, the founder of Floramama, a small flower farm here in Quebec. I teach an online course about profitable small flower farm, and the course is only open 2 times per year. The next cohort is on March 20th, so be sure to join the waiting list to get all the details. And now let's jump right into it. So the first flower is Lisianthus. Lisianthus are a great cut flower because everyone loves it. Customers loves it, but we also adore this flower because it's super fun to grow. It's super satisfying to harvest, and we get a very good price per stem. Sometimes people think that Lisianthus are hard to start from seed, but it's really easy when you got the right tools and the right infos about it, and it's super nice and satisfying to see the crop from seed to harvest grown at your farm. The thing that is super interesting with Lisianthus is that you get a really big plant comparing to what florists can get in imports. So when we grow Lisianthus locally, you can manage the harvest to have many blooms on one plant. We easily get plants 3 foot tall with sometimes 10, 12, 13 blooms per plant. So this makes this crop a much higher price that we can ask for. Normally, florists can get their hands on Lisianthus that have 1 or 2 blooms and many buds that won't open in the vase. So we can just stagger the harvest to make the blooms more open, and by doing that, people get to see what's the flower, and they're really like flabbergasted regarding the beauty of that flower. So it's really a flower that's super beautiful and that lasts super long in the vase, so we can ask a higher price for that crop. In second place, we have Dahlia. So we like to grow Dahlia because it's super prolific, either for the flower, but also with the tubers. So when you buy tuber, you have like 1 tuber and then you plant it and it will multiplicate. So you will be able to divide the tuber in the fall, and then for next season, you have multiple tubers to replant. So you become autonomous with those plants. You don't need to rebuy every year new tubers. So this is super profitable for us. And as I said, they grow a lot of flowers. The more you cut, the more they bloom, so the more you can harvest. The thing is with dahlias, there's a lot of labors that goes into that crop because of the tubers that needs to get out of the soil before it froze. So a little bit of cost going onto there, but it balances out because we can keep those tubers and replant them in the spring. After that, we have eucalyptus. So eucalyptus, we like to grow eucalyptus for its smell, for its popularity towards the customers. It's a crop that we love to grow also because it doesn't need a lot of maintenance. We sow the seeds, we transplant, and then we kind of forget about it in the cold tunnel. Irrigation is put in place, and it's super disease resistance. Also, there's not a lot of pests for eucalyptus, so it's a super easy crop. For sure, we sell all of it. We cannot grow enough. Every year there's more and more demand for it. The downside for eucalyptus is that sometimes seeds are a bit in the expensive side, so you gotta plan accordingly. Number 4, we have specialty tulips. So we love to grow tulips because it's super easy. We plant them in fall and then forget about them and in springtime they just burst into flowers really fast, so we can get some incomes really early in the season. So the downside of it is that the bulbs we have to buy every year. The bulbs, we do not keep the crop as a perennial, they're used as annuals. So they're quite expensive, buy the bulbs, and you have to rebuy every year, but it's still super worth it. With tulips, the great thing is that you can get so many different varieties, so many different colors that people are not used to see. That gives you a great advance to grocery stores and florists also. Hey, by the way, if you want to maximize your yield, I've created a great cheat sheet. Over 70 varieties are detailed in there, so be sure to check it out. The link is below. So the last one on my list is peonies. So maybe most of you think about perennials as the best thing to add, like the easiest cut flowers to add in a garden. I would not say so. I prefer annuals, except with peonies. So peonies are perennials. It's the only one that I would really invest in as a perennial crop. So they are implanted in the garden and we cannot harvest for the first 3 years. They have to really establish a good root system. So that is a lot of expense in the front, and then after you have to wait, and then after 3 years you can harvest the first bloom. So you can get a nice price per stem. It's a super popular flower, everybody knows it, everybody loves it. It's a short season, so everybody's really eager to get their hands on peonies when it's season. Perennials, they look like you don't need to care about them. You just put them in the garden and then you just harvest by magic, by pure magic, but it's not like this. So they take space in the garden for the whole season every year. And the harvest window normally is super short, so 1 or 2 weeks. During the whole season, and then you have to take care of them the rest of the season. So it's not really the kind of thinking that we do in the super intensive kind of farm, but peonies would be a great choice for perennials. If you want to become a really great cut flower grower and take your knowledge a bit further, I'll be giving a free workshop on March 19th and 20th. So be sure to register in the link below. And if you want to see the farm in full bloom in the summertime, we did a complete farm tour with GM. Be sure to check it out just here.